Okay, real quick, I know I'm semi in uniform right now, but I just want to make it clear that I'm speaking on my own behalf. I'm not giving the Marine Corps' opinion on anything, and I'm not just saying that to cover the Marine Corps' ass. I'm also saying that just to put it out there that the Marine Corps doesn't teach you a whole lot about night vision. Actually, I should say the military doesn't teach you a whole lot about night vision. This is something that I've gone out and taken upon myself to learn more about and do more on my own. It does help with being an infantry rifleman, but again, even I've had infantrymen come up to me with PVS-14s and ask me how to zero them, which at first I thought was a complete joke, but they didn't get taught how to focus night vision. So today I want to talk about RNVGs versus PVS-31's. It's kind of not a completely fair comparison because one of them can cost you $6,000 and the other one is almost always going to be a $13,000 purchase. With that being said, there's a lot of similarities, and I know people would probably want to see DTMVS or DTMVGs compared to 31s and more, but I think as far as housing and units that do more for you, these two do the most for you. So with that being said, I just want to go into some real quick talking points. First off, these are aluminum housing. These are polymer. I don't know exactly what kind of plastic. These take a battery pack just as well, LEMO port, as do the 31s, which also have a LEMO port. That being said, I know there's some controversy as to whether you can use 31s or, in this case, GPMVG 18 battery packs. And the answer is yes. Yes, you can. It doesn't lock in place. So just to show you guys real quick, I'm not going to show the function right now because it's still day out. But as long as you line these up correctly. So there you go. It's in. It actually will turn on too, but it will not lock. So you can just yank that out. So that's where people complain about it. Also, there's rumors that if you do use a 31 battery pack, 31 cable, you could void the warranty. I don't know if that's true, but I would say definitely use at your own risk. So on top of that, this one has a built-in IR illuminator, which I think is completely useless on all night vision. However, if it's there, it's there. This does not have that, which fine by me. For those that don't know, it's like a little IR flashlight. That's for this right here is mounted right here. And it kind of helps with seeing small stuff really close up, but you can't use it anywhere past, I would say, like 5 yards. Now, these have no rear diopter adjustments, so you can't actually focus it in the rear like these. And for those that don't know, these are more for people that wear glasses. If you don't wear glasses, then PVS-31's are perfectly fine for you. If you do or don't, this is still going to work the exact same. With that being said, you can easily wear your glasses behind the 31s. Now, onto the big reason why people might want to see DTMVS versus 31s instead of RNVGs is these can articulate, so they can do that. These can't do that. With that being said, you still have your inner pupillary adjustments. They're just right here on the sides, kind of like an Anvis style. So you can still move the pods left and right, whereas these, you have these right here, and then whenever you don't need that, you can just rotate these all the way out of the way, and whenever you push them back down, they're gonna be in the exact same spot they need to be at. Now, the thing about articulating, right, is now you have this joint right here. It's on both sides. So these joints cause the unit to sit a little higher up or a little tall. So this is way taller than this. So now if you were to put this on a helmet, so here's my OpsCore LBH, which is basically just a fast XP. So when I rotate these out of the way like so, they sit up right about where my forehead's at. So if you can like picture this, and yeah, obviously it looks cool, but I always tell people, like, I don't buy night vision to look cool. I buy night vision so I can see at night, as everybody should. So there you go. It's about forehead height. Now, if you look at RNVGs, these sit also at about forehead height right there. And this is with the mount completely maxed out to the bottom. So it is kind of an issue. With that being said, this is a permanent mounted G66. There's kind of something to say there though. I rotate my goggles. So if you play with this knob right here, it'll rotate your goggles kind of back and forth, up and down. So there you go. I don't know if you guys can see that adjustment, but I do that, and I have it to the point where if I need to use the night vision, I can just tilt my head down, and it's about perfectly looking through the RNVGs. Now, if I don't need the night vision, instead of wasting the time, I should say, to articulate them up, I can just look up and now look directly underneath my night vision goggles. So I can kind of show you guys what that looks like. This is not a new method of using night vision at all. It's actually pretty old, but a lot of people don't know this because they don't have the experience or time behind it. So this is about perfect where I want my night vision if I was looking through it. So perfect. Now if I need to look underneath it, it's right there. Now if I was doing this with PVS-31's, and the 31's actually sit so tall that I have to play with this, push this all the way back up, which again, this isn't an issue because the mount does a lot for me, so I can allow it to just work for me. Okay, so right here, it's about where I'd want it typically. So right here, and here's another kind of like small thing with these. If I were to look underneath them, I could still do this, but there's a lot more since these can actually come close to my face. But if I were to try rotating these, it makes contact with the bottom of the helmet right here. So this is why I think it's stupid whenever I see people that have the helmet all the way rotated up, and then they're like out to the side like this, and they're like, all right, I'm just gonna drop my night vision. So they drop it, and it doesn't actually seat properly. I can still, and it will not seat properly at all. So that's another point against RNVGs or PVS-31's in my eyes. I think RNVGs, honestly, my biggest gripe with RNVGs is simply that it doesn't have an onboard manual gain option. Whereas this is all one button, by the way. So like on and then gain, it's all done right here. On and off and gain are all controlled with this one button. This is on and then illuminator and then off if you go all the way back. I really wish there was a gain setting that would make RNVGs probably better than PVS-31's, just because again the price point. These are completely PVS-14 optics. For those that don't understand, like this, all this glass, this lens, this Doppler adjustment, front and rear are PVS-14s. So if you're just kind of saw this in half and just have one pod, it's almost PVS-14. These are completely proprietary. So you'll see these types of like Doppler adjustments on 1531's and PVS-31's, and that's it. It's the only ones I've seen them on. Oh, and GPMVG 18s if you guys can afford them. But again, it's kind of more of an L3 proprietary type thing, whereas 14s, literally everybody makes 14 optics and 14 housings. So if you have two PVS-14s, which is a very, very heavy setup, actually way more than GPMVG 18s, you can take your 14 optics, buy this $1,000 housing, and then put this together, or send it out to have somebody put it together, and you'll get this back. And again, this isn't that heavy, especially if you use it with the battery pack. It does a lot for you. And the battery pack I found with either 4 123s or 4 AA batteries is actually more than enough to counteract the weight of this aluminum housing. By the way, the aluminum housing is stupid durable. There's a video of TMVC actually taking a shovel to the RNVG housing. There's no like glass on it, it's just the housing itself. But if you did the same thing to a PVS-31 housing, you're definitely breaking both joints, or at least one joint, and this is like now completely inoperable. With that being said, I have accidentally hit one of these with a shovel. Completely different scenario though. I had them on my head and I was digging with one of these folding shovels. So I had this like this, digging, and as I came back, I knocked myself right in the face with my 31s on. 31s were completely fine, nothing happened to them. So these are durable, but they're not going to be as durable as an aluminum housing with no joints. Also, kind of a feature that only really applies to the military, these have a flashbang shut off, so that very hot, intense white light that hits you from flashbang will just completely shut these off. I'm not sure about these. I don't have flashbangs, or else I'd test it out for you guys, but yeah, I don't know if these have that. I would go ahead and say that they probably don't, but again, that's complete speculation. These take an onboard 123 battery. These take an onboard AA battery. And if you use a battery pack, which is highly recommended just to take more weight away from the front of your helmet, it's doable. There's not a whole lot of weight sitting out front anymore. That's really all I have for you guys. If you guys wanted to see more, or you guys have questions for me, just go ahead and send them my way. Again, there's so much that goes into night vision, and there's not a whole lot of information out there, so I'm more than willing to answer any questions you guys might have. So just for you guys right there, that is the difference in height from RNVGs and 31s. So that's how I'm gonna end the video. Yeah, please hit me up if you guys have any questions.